one and all, to the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. I am the elated and excited Phil KOE, and we are here to make a little bit of an announcement. I'm just going to hand this off to my indomitable broadcast partner, Tony G.
The incredibly antsy, excited, just over the moon, Tony fucking G. Like, share, subscribe. Oh, do we have an announcement for you all tonight? Santa was good to me this year. I got myself a little bit of a Fitbit here. You can see it's a nice one. Got me a Manscaped Lawnmower 2.0. I used tonight. It works very nicely. Got myself a nice Jameson glass from a recycled bottle of Jameson. But the big ticket item, we, your boys, Tony and Phil, are going to Houston for the Royal Rumble.
Oh my God. Houston, Texas.
Woo!
The Royal Rumble.
It's happening.
You and me, too.
It's happening.
This has been, it's not just a big ticket item. It's a bucket list item.
It is.
Tony's wife, Mrs. G, approached me through text. She didn't know what else to get Tony G for Christmas. And she thought, I know he really wants to go to this thing. I know it'd be really fun for him. Now, hard to believe, Mrs. G didn't exactly want to go, just to put it as plainly as possible. So
she was kind enough to pass the torch
it was
to you.
Her, yes. The torch has been passed.
Selfless act.
I'm doing Freebird rules here. You know, New Day Freebird rules.
Yes.
I'm coming in her state because I'm sure, that she just didn't interpret her excitement.
Yeah, let's call it an injury angle. You're
yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. And that was really tough, keeping that from me to take.
Yeah,
that was tough.
I can't believe you actually didn't let the cat out of the bag on that one for as long as this has been in the works.
Yeah, it was really hard because, like, Tony even talked about, I think Lindsay might let us go to a live event. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. See what happens.
Like, why aren't you more excited about that? But I didn't press.
Live event? What live event?
Yeah.
Well, there's no live event.
Yeah.
So it was, and so we're going to Houston. We are looking forward to this. I don't know what to say. Like I said, this isn't just a big ticket item. This is a bucket list.
This is a big 4 pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, SummerSlam, WrestleMania. This is out of those
now
4.
we've done, and oh my God, I can only imagine what the Royal Rumble match. The winner goes to WrestleMania.
This is the start to the road to WrestleMania. It's one of those events that I've enjoyed so much over the years. We discussed this several times, actually, how great it would be to go to one of these. Our introduction to the Royal Rumble, probably for the both of us, started back when we were quite young, just little wrestling hopefuls.
Yeah.
When we would go to the local video store and rent VHS tapes, dating ourselves.
That's a very old-fashioned sentence.
Yeah, we would watch the old Royal Rumbles on VHS, to watching them when we'd scrape together some cash to bribe my dad into ordering it for probably $40-some on pay-per-view, to going up to Hooters and Lincoln to watch them free on the big screen and eat some wings, to now enjoying.
It just cost us like $28 in awful fried food.
Yeah, and unlimited refills on drinks, though. They were great on that. And then, of course, we got the WWE Network for $9.99 a month.
$9.99.
But now we are going live and in person. This is a big one for us, not just because of obvious reasons, but it's our 3rd Royal Rumble. This was our anniversary show, of course, because we started with the 2018 Royal Rumble on an audio-only format. Last year, in 2019, of course, the Royal Rumble, we were in our glory on video format. what a bargain. You get to see us in the flesh. Now
we're going live.
We will be live on-site correspondence for you all.
This is one hell of a way to step up the third year of broadcasting.
Indeed.
Needless to say, I'm elated. I don't even know what to make.
We're actually finding it hard to put words out for you.
Yeah,
we're so ecstatic about
it.
And you kept it from me. And you kept it
from me. It was so tough. You have no idea. You have no idea how hard that was. Mrs. G made it known she would be highly mispleased, ill-pleased, if you will, even unpleased.
Okay, that's fair.
If I had let the cat out of the bag on that one. And, oh, God, it was tough. It was really tough. And now we march forward. There will be one more title defense between here and Royal Rumble. And we'll see. Tony, you got a chance, but I think it'll be me going in to the Royal Rumble as champion. I've gone into WrestleMania as champion. I've gone into Royal Rumble as champion. I may be possibly the greatest champion.
We shall see. We shall see. I'm finding it hard to.
All that being said, it's oh my God.
Unfortunately, the title's almost secondary because we're so excited about this. But fear not. I will do my best.
We will be defending the title at Royal Rumble. So, folks,
I will obtain it again.
2 for the price of 1. Because not only will you be seeing the Royal Rumble, but also Phil KOE will be defending the RWP Prediction Championship against Tony G at the Royal Rumble. I think at this point they might need to double the ticket price.
I mean, really, because you've got so many great matches in the ring.
Plus our main event.
Out in the crowd.
Yes.
What more can you ask for?
I mean, there's those other matches, then there's the main event. Come on.
There you have
it. Oh, man, this is going to be...
We know that the event, obviously the card's not finalized because it won't be until probably halfway through the plane ride there. So we know for sure that we will be having a men's Royal Rumble match, a women's Royal Rumble match, and of course,
catching flies in his mouth.
Daniel Bryan going one-on-one with The Fiend for the Universal title. We get to see The Fiend live on pay-per-view
again for years to come. He's broken-handed love. Oh my God, we're gonna see it. We're gonna see The Fiend. The Fiend. We're gonna see not Bray Wyatt, which would be cool in its own way. We're gonna see The Fiend live. As Universal Champion.
I am interested to see how they will do
Universal Champion, Fiend, Universal Champion, The Fiend as Royal Rumble. You and me gonna see it. You know what's the last time I've acted like that? Undertaker match.
It's true.
Wow. So
that's saying a lot. I am interested to see how they'll be doing the red lighting at Minute Maid Park since it's an outdoor venue.
But hey, we are talking about the Masters of Presentation.
Indeed.
So Tony and I are going to be there, and we don't even care. Yes, the paying audience is usually a little more than glorified paying extras.
Absolutely.
But we're going to love every second of it anyways. So
it's interesting because this is the first time I've gone to a major pay-per-view live since my very first one, which was in your house.
Another old-fashioned.
I want to say it was it Bret Hart versus Diesel? God, I can't remember. It was like the 4th or 5th edition of In Your House. That was my first live event. Coming full circle to see the Royal Rumble.
In Your House to Royal. Wow. Well, I mean,
that counts as a pay-per-view.
This is my first WWE pay-per-view.
Oh.
The first one I've ever been to. We've been to a lot of live events.
We have.
Tony and I, we like to brag about this. We got to see at a house show in Lincoln, Nebraska, The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar for the undisputed title.
Yes.
That was,
House show or not. Brock Lesnar, Undertaker.
Just in your jealousy.
Exactly.
We already know. So,
you can smell that.
Now, we've seen The Undertaker live. Now we're going to see The Fiend And Daniel Bryan. We got to see Daniel Bryan and Kane live when they came through, which that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You ain't going to see that tag team.
Oh, and we got to see Goldberg defeat M.I. Smooth. That classic.
Yeah, that happened.
More jealousy.
Remember when Goldberg and Shane Douglas, though? Shane Douglas cut a fire promo. He got the whole, Shane Douglas cut a crowd jazzing promo 101. And he got us all jazzed and kept us jazzed through a commercial break. That guy is way underrated. But all that being said, Tony, we're going to the fucking Royal Rumble, man. This has been a one we've been looking forward to. So, Tony,
giddy.
Because of that, I think this calls for a celebration.
Yes.
And there's no better way I can think of than the finest possible bottle of Canadian whiskey that I know of. Crown Royal XR. Full disclosure, I normally like to open the bottle for you, the audience.
I would say, do they sell these bottles slightly drank?
This is a few days past Christmas when this being recorded. My father and I and my brother and I had a little Christmas cheer.
Understandable.
And so I'm still bringing you a fine bottle of Crown Royal XR. And I'm thinking this is perfect spirits for this kind of celebration. So we will give our impressions of it.
I have had this one time before, only 2 ounces. I actually had this here. It was early spring when I was in, ironically, Texas earlier this year. And I was actually the officiant to my own brother's wedding. Blade, RXW alumni, married him off to his lovely bride. We had a nice toast of Crown XR, a shot of it before the ceremony. It was a perfect way to calm my nerves since it was my first ceremony as an officiant. It was lovely then, and I have the feeling it's going to taste just as sweet here tonight.
So, all right, let's see how it hits the nose. Very sweet nose.
It has a very...
Not getting a lot of cask.
No, the Crown Royal trademark smell is the first thing I smell.
But yeah,
you smell it. You smell a slight harshness compared to a normal Crown Royal, just the standard.
Our rarest
but
blend.
It does smell good.
Made from the final batch of whiskeys from the renowned La Salle Distillery, founded in 1924. This distillery has been mothballed. They're not making whiskeys with it anymore. These bottles, MSRP for usually around anywhere from $120 to $160. This also used to be the case with the old Crown Royal Red Label.
I was going to say, I can't remember, but I've seen it with the red label before. This is a blue label.
That was the last whiskeys from the Waterloo Distillery that burned down. And that is one that I have a lot of good memories of, a lot of good, sincere talks with me and my father over those bottles of whiskeys. They were $150. Those red label Crown Royal XRs now go anywhere from $900 to $1,500. So... Whew.
How does this compare to that? Taste-wise, is it that far off?
Comparable.
Okay.
That one was a lot more thick and buttery. This one's very smooth.
Okay.
Like the smoothest spirit you'll find. All that being said, I'm going to say my brother did say maybe hold on to this and seal it in speculation rather than drinking it. Now we have... in documentation, we'll see 10 years from now whether you were right or not, brother. So, let's see how it hits the palate, sir.
Indeed. The trademark Crown taste. Slight burn, vanishes pretty quickly. Leaves a nice warmness on your tongue. Doesn't linger in the back of your throat.
Buttery.
It is buttery.
Very buttery.
It's a really nice consistency, liquid-wise.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God, yeah. It's It's a whole bouquet, and you can't grab one scent out of it. But like I said, when it hits your palate, it's just buttery.
It's the standard Crown Royal flavor that you've come to expect, but turned up to 11. It's not harsher though. It's still very smooth, much smoother than the standard Crown Royal. Obviously, doesn't linger at all. What does linger is just a great flavor overall.
Honey and vanilla, just a little bit.
The smell, honestly. I
almost want to say, like on the very front, when it first hits your tongue, like almost a cranberry note.
I didn't quite get that, but
like a fruity, like just the very first hit.
Okay, I see what you mean. A tartness, a fruit tartness.
I can't. It's not exactly cranberry, but there's a fruit tart.
Okay,
and then it just goes into a buttery honey and vanilla.
Yeah, definitely get that.
So this one's
nose to tongue. It's different.
It's consistent though. It's not like that Jameson where it's so different.
No, because the smell you definitely smell the booze in it.
Yes,
but the taste.
Not really. Like it's tough to find booze there.
It's there. It's just taste wise. It tastes better. It's not a bad smell. I think it does taste better than it smells.
I'm getting my nose right up to it. I'm just getting faint honey.
Yeah, I'd say very faint honey, but yeah, it's there. It is delicious. It is hands down just an excellent Canadian whiskey. Even the color's gorgeous. Now, I do assume that this has a little bit of coloration added to it.
It's crap.
It's Canadian.
It's crap. Okay. Don't want to, but now, there are some distillers caramels that they do believe actually do add something to the spirit. That is up for debate. Let us know in the comments what you think on that.
So mellow.
Oh, God. So I got to ask you. All right. 2 scales that we grade on here.
Yep.
Canadian whiskey, we try to do an origin and type star scale, and then a general, just the category of brown spirits, which incorporates all kinds of whiskeys, bourbons, scotches, all kinds of different, and many, many liqueurs. So, Tony, Canadian whiskey scale. What do you give this?
4.5.
Why do you give it that scale, sir?
I'm partial to my Irish. Obviously, this has been well documented, but flavor of this specific Canadian whiskey and this brand in general, this is hands down their finest that I have tasted. So it is very deserving of a 4.5 rating because it's so mellow, it's so smooth. The lingering taste is all good. There's no burn. There's no bad aftertaste. It doesn't linger in your throat. It's like I said, it's so mellow. It's so smooth. Very good 4.5 star. I love it. It's the best Crown I've had.
Now, in terms of brown spirits,
I would say 4.25 on a brown liquor scale.
4.25. All right. Well, Tony, as you know, not only I, but the entirety of my family is quite partial to Canadian whiskey. We believe it to be some of the finest craftsmanship in terms of whiskey. Many people disagree, but it's something that we have always relied on. In terms of Canadian whiskey, now you can't even give me any hard times because you've done this yourself. I'm going to have to give this 5.5 stars.
Understandable.
Over the top, best Canadian whiskey that you might be able to get on the market. There's probably a couple of really specific small batch distilleries that you local native Canadians might know, but might not be available here in the States.
Indeed.
So, 5.5 star Canadian whiskey.
It's a hell of a good review.
In terms of brown spirits, 5 stars. 5 stars.
5 across the board from Phil.
Can you do better? You're gonna have to try really hard, spend a lot
You
more.
gotta say, to do better, you'd have to pay double, almost triple what this would retail for to get a better, from just presentation, from aroma to palate. It pretty much knocks it out of the park from start to finish.
So,
And the bottle's gorgeous.
you're a little more demanding of your brown spirits, I've noticed. Or you might be a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? You're a little more hesitant on Canadian whiskeys, but I think we've got some more exploring to do in the world of Canadian whiskeys. It's going to bring you around, sir.
Well, after you've had this, it's going to be really hard to review a Canadian club.
Oh, goodness.
But we'll get there.
Yeah, this one, like I said, maybe we started with the XR too soon, but Tony, this is to celebrate, and this is something that is an excellent use for celebration.
Yeah,
and this is what we're using it for, to celebrate the fact, Tony, we're going to the Royal Rumble.
We are going to the Rumble.
Thumbs up, man.
Woohoo! So mellow. Excellent. Just an excellent. Very well crafted. Love it.
Oh, yeah, great blend.
Yeah.
Some people don't like blended whiskeys.
Oh.
Can't.
Phooey on them.
Exactly. I think good is good, whether it's single or blended.
Indeed.
Good is good is good.
Exactly.
So, Tony, great whiskey, great announcement, great times ahead for us at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, and for all you. I am the elated, excited, celebratory Phil KOE, signing off and handing it off to my indomitable broadcast partner,
the giddy Tony fucking G. Like, share, subscribe. Find us on Spotify. Find us on Patreon. Find us on all the audio platforms you can, and anywhere else you can.
We are worldwide.
Yes, and we are going live
to Royal Rumble.